Hey there, today I will introduce you to my little project framepackStudio Core. What it is, you ask? Well, it includes the latest version of FramePack, FramePack F1, and framepackStudio. It runs on Mac, Windows, and Linux. It has all the acceleration that you need to use your hardware. On Mac, it uses the metal shaders. On Windows and Linux, it has full support for CUDA and RTX Blackwell cards and has Xformers, Flash Attention, and Sage Attention built in and pre-configured. You don't have to install it separately. It is fully portable and can download the models it needs or just reuse the ones that you already have. It can load models from other FramePack installations, another hard drive, or even a USB key. It's easy to set up, and all you need are the same 5 copy-pasted commands on Windows, Mac, or Linux. It has full Python crossos support. The same code works on Mac, Windows, and Linux, even on the same machine. It improves the robustness by documenting the parameters used based on my analysis of the original code, so you know exactly how you can get the best performance for your needs. Are you sold already? Well then, welcome to
Los crossos.
Damn sorry, I meant
Los crossos.
Let's get started. You might be wondering how we got here. Well, actually, I just wanted to install FramePack, but my Blackwell card was difficult to install. Still, I managed to compile all accelerators for Blackwell. Then I tried to install on Mac, and it was worse. I decided to take matters into my own keyboard and take a look at the code. Turns out Mac is quite the headache for AI. Before I knew it, I was knee-deep in code, chainsawing my way through Mac sequoia forests, shouting, "Hurt me plenty." So, my dear viewer, sit down for a while and let me share with you my war stories and rejoice at the treasures I brought you. This project is the documentation that I didn't manage to find on the internet. Let's start with the installation. Okay, we are going to check the prerequisites, then perform the project installation and model download. Then we will start the app. You might already have some or all of these if you do development, or have already used FramePack. By the way, all of this video applies to Mac, Windows, and Linux unless I say otherwise. On Mac, you will need a silicon chip. On Windows and Linux, any modern CPU will do the trick as it's not used that much. But you will need a decent CUDA card. The project does not support AMD. Sorry, I only have CUDA. You will need 90 gigabytes for the models if you didn't already download them. To actually run the model, you will need as much video memory as you can. FramePack needs 70 gigabytes of memory storage to run. This requirement of 70 gigabyte is actually important. Let me explain. When you start a video generation run, FramePack will request 70 GB of video memory. Video. If you don't have it, it will request it from RAM and from disk. Therefore, you will see your disk space shrink during usage of the model. And this is critical. Normally, an app would crash if it does not have enough memory. On Mac, FramePack will take it from the system and can crash your system if it does not get what it wants. I didn't think I would see Sequoia fall so easily. On Windows, your system might get slow and freeze. Across all systems, this normally does not damage anything, but it's annoying. That's technology for you. Please don't get me wrong. This is not FramePack being bad. This is how software works. With AI, we are moving on the edge of technology. Information is important. If you don't know what you're getting into, then maybe your best course would be to tread lightly. To run this project, you need Python 3.12, Git, and on Windows, CUDA, all properly set up and working. For this guide, I am using the free open source Python. If you use Conda, you will need to adapt the commands a bit. If your PC is not set up and you want an automated, beginner-friendly, but efficient way to set up your PC for AI and Python, you can use my other project, Crossos Setup. It's fully free and open source, and it setups your Mac, Windows, or Linux PC automatically to a full-fledged AI software development station. It includes a system checker, to assess how well installed your current setup is before you install anything. That's what I use for all my development across all my systems. Where were we? Oh yes, let's install this bad boy. If you have a properly installed environment, you can do this from a non-admin account. Let's change to the system view. This is my non-admin account system. Let's install framepackStudio core in 5 lines on all systems. First, we clone the repository. Now we create a Python 3.12 virtual environment and activate it. And lastly, we install the libraries. The video is sped up, but we are finished with the installation. At this point, you could just start the apps, but they would first automatically download the models, all 90 GB of them. If you don't have the models yet, that's okay, and you can just start. But if you want to reuse existing models, you can run this command to create a configuration file and also check if the app can see your models. Then just edit the file that appears on the directory with any text editor and enter the path of your models or the path of your Hugging Face folder. Up to you. And run the same command again to confirm that the app sees your models. Easy as peasy. To start the apps, you must activate the virtual environment and start any of the apps. When you see the server address, you can click on it to open the browser. To stop the app, just press Ctrl+C on the terminal. That is it. Check the repo or the channel for a guide on how to use the app and the best parameters to use. Stay tuned for more.